Hi guys, so I just thought I'd share this with you. This is a little unboxing, and this is from Radio World, and it's an antenna. Now there's been some mixed reviews on this antenna. But I got a funny feeling that on just about everything in life there are probably mixed reviews on whatever the subject may be, because everybody has got their own opinion, and that's a good thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be good, constructive, and a more intelligent display of opinion if those with the opinion would share why their opinion is the way it is. Okay, well, this is upside down. And I was just looking there to see if this was dirt or not. Well, it seems to be okay. Doesn't seem to have taken any particular stresses or strains. I don't know if we're on... Oh, that's a bit better, isn't it? Stress or strains from its transportation. Plastic band off, and yeah, so we're just feeling, you know, the quality of these is that is actually quite nice. A little bit dirty, some of this, but hey ho, but that's nice. This is the top bit because the whip goes in the top. I'll tell you what it is. It's a SE-HF antenna made by Sigma. Now, when I was younger, Sigma 4 antennas, good antenna. I had one for CB radio. Dirty right thing it was. And warning, do not use near overhead cables. Well, you'd think that just not need to be a warning, it'd be more common sensey. But there seems to be a piece missing. Got some destructions handy, and some fitting. Got a little Allen key there. And some fitting nuts and bolts and to stick on pole. What we're looking for though, here it is. Here it is, rather well tucked into the box. In actual fact, it looks like it's sellotaped into the box. That's what's making it difficult to get it out the box. And there's probably sellotape at the bottom as well. I'm not just going to see if I can just swivel that out. I expect it's sellotaped in the bottom. I just cut round that each side, and we should now have final part. Nice end on there. And this is the sort of tuning whip part that's going to go on the top of this antenna. And what we're going to do is get it set up. Now, I've chosen this because it covers several bands. It covers 80, 60, 40, 30, 20, 15 meters, 17 meters, 15 meters, 12, 11 and no, sorry, 12, 10 and 6. I think, I could be wrong. It covers quite a few. Now, a lot of those bands, it says you don't need an ATU. But we'll take a peek on the website and have a look at it. So it all seems to be all in order. This is a nice, big, chunky, look at that, look, for a big spanner to go on there. But it's fiberglass. I wanted fiberglass because I just think it's more in keeping, fitting with the other antennas of fiberglass I've got up for 2 meters. But this is, yeah, this is pretty non-mess about. Whoa, oh, it needs to go from soon. Pretty sturdy stuff. It's got a BALUN on there, or a UNUN. We'll have to look it up, see what it is. Unbalanced to unbalanced, or balanced. Yeah, it'd be unbalanced to unbalanced. Because this is basically just a vertical end-fed antenna, you know, with some magic going on inside. It'd be coils, I would expect. So let's take a peek. Actually, this is the instructions you get. Oh, I can tell you here, yeah. So it's got 80 meters, 60 meters, 40 meters, 30 meters, 20 meters, 17, 15, 12, 10 and 6 meters. All on there. And yeah, we shall take a peek at it. Let's have a look at it on the screen quick. I mean, my little bit of a, I'll get this tidied up today. I'll shift all this stuff out, make it clear. I was using those cushions to keep the black stuff down, to stop all the brambles from growing through all this lot. So it comes through a bit crazy. So I think I'll still leave those down, and the black polythene for now. But this is today's thing. Right, so I've taken down the 2 meter antenna. There it is, the white stick. And we're going to stick up this other white stick. This is a HF Sigma Euro, so SE-HF-360. 5.5 meters long, and it's for the HF bands. It covers, if I recollect correctly, 80, 60, 40, 30, 20, 17, 15, 12, 10 and 6 meters. Would you like a piece of toast? And if anyone's going to get the reference from that, there's a movie thing, quotation. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. To start off with, because we're going to do a few experiments with this, you see this pole here, the scaffold bar, that's going to go in the ground down there. I'm just waiting for some cement, some post mix to arrive. I've ordered 100 kilos of the stuff. Don't know if that's going to be too much, but I need to start digging a hole. But before we do that, the experiment's going to be, how will this perform on this pole here, on this post, which isn't designed for this sort of thing, but I hope it can take the strain just for a few days into a, basically what is, shift that over there, that's what I use as a ladder. It's basically what it is. A wheelie bin full of mud. And of course, I can take the mud out again, so it's all very put back to the way it was situation. But that's what I've had my 2 meter pole on for a good while. But it's been at the end of this telescopic mast. I'm not going to use the telescopic mast this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the antenna directly onto this pole, which goes into this pot of mud. it doesn't go through into ground, so in a way it's electrically sealed type of thing. But we're going to see the differences that things make, because then I'll put it on the pole on, sorry for this, pulling the camera around so fast, on this pole, which is actually upside down because it's tipping the water out. I'm going to drill a hole in the cap there so the water can actually come out, because when it freezes I can't contract, I can't make the pole smaller because of all the ice in it, because the water just gets clogged in there. So we're going to make that difference to that today, and we're going to put the antenna directly on here, connect it up, because I'm going to be using the same cable, or at least this, yeah, I'm going to be using the same cable with the Elecifun Poloni PL259 on it. So that's the Flex 7, and I've got Flex 7 for the UHF, VHF and HF. May as well keep it all the same, because when you get up to about 6 meters there's losses on the RG58s, and I can sort of like pretty much get rid of all that by using this cable. And it's got the extra insulating layer of the tin foil going around it, so that might help with some local static noise, help keep that a bit lower. But these are the things we're going to find out. This is what we're going to be looking for. What's the noise levels going to be like on there with the slowly spin it round with that pole on it, and then of course on its permanent fitting, which will be on this pole. And that's 12 foot. That'll go 3 feet into the ground, concreted in, and then this 16-foot one can be bracketed to what's left, the 9 foot coming out the ground, to give me a bit more height. And that's what the antenna, that's what this antenna will then go on, because it'll all be coming into ground as well, because I'll make sure there's plenty of soil around the top of it connecting to this pole, so it's like it's going into ground. I need to do a conductivity test on the pole, but as it's made out of metal, I'm pretty sure it'll be conductive. So anyway, let me get this thing put up and take a breath. Yeah, let me just say, I'm not gonna look, at the end of the day there's not a lot to it, right? You got these see these washers here, I don't know what you call them, but they're for the 2 sections of pole to go together. This is, I believe, because I've spoken to some people who got these antennas, and they said that these the sections can get stuck together, the aluminium. So I think that's what they've done. They've put these in order to keep a bit of a separation there, but a good tight connection. And the rest of these then are for the are for these. Unfortunately, these aren't big enough to go around the pole here. That's why, just for now, I've got to use this one here, which is a bit of a washing line pole. But hey, you know, you use what you can. I really do need to get rid of this. Look at that, look. This is the council for you. They took it out, left that there. Nice. Okay, so the wheelie bin anchor going to the washing line pole, but not washing line as in like a nice sturdy thing. This is just from one of those ones that opens out into 4, a closed area that you put into your garden. Yeah, normally goes on a sort of post like that, and it collapses down like a upside down umbrella. Looks like a bit like a cobweb antenna when it's up. So it's one of those poles out of that, and there it is going up. Now I will say that it's easier to drop that down the pole before you try putting on the top 2 sections, because you've only got to put it into that one joint, sort of wherever it is. I can't see because the light situation. Oh, there it is. You've only got to fit it into that. But what you'll find when the whip is whipping about up there as you're moving about, and every time you try to counter it, of course, your whips again, it makes it hard to get it into that joint, and you don't want to cross thread it, so you're better off just bringing it down, fitting that. But you probably already know that anyway. In case you didn't, there you go. That's a tip. It's free. Mike 7, Sierra Victor Whiskey.
Mike 7, Sugar Victor Whiskey, is it correct?
Roger, that is correct, sir.
Okay, Mike 7, Sugar Victor Whiskey, thank you. 5 and 7, 57, the name is Jake. Yourself?
Right, Jake. Well, very nice to make your acquaintance. The name this way is Simon, Sierra India, Mike Oscar November.
Sorry, somebody was calling. Will you give me the name again, please?
Yep, Roger. The name is Simon, Sierra India, Mike Oscar November.
Roger, Simon, thank you for a good report. Simon, nice working here today. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the weather, enjoy the conditions all around, and good year, 73.
Thank you very much, 73.
Zosia, Bożena i Y, tak? Tak, piątka, dziewiątka, 5-9. Również 5-9, dziękuję. Dziękuję. Sugar November 9-5, Papa Zulu Kilo.
Mike 7, Sierra Victor Whiskey.
United Alpha 4, Charlie X-ray 5-9. Dziękuję. Sugar November 9-5, Papa Zulu Kilo.
Mike 7, Sierra Victor Whiskey. Mike 7, Sierra Victor Whiskey.
Mike 7, Sierra Victor Whiskey 5-9.
Thank you, sir. 5-9 yourself.
Thank you. Sugar November 9-5, Papa Zulu Kilo.
I'm not 5'9". I'm only pushing out 25 watts.
It is a learning experience in contest for me. Working Europe is number one, and as the morning progresses here, I regularly get calls from a lot of guys coming from South America and maybe Kilo Papa 4, Caribbean. And it's interesting because, you know, they're 90 degrees off or more, yet I hear them very well. So it's always interesting when I switch the antenna to point right at them. You can hear in their voice, wow, that's a big improvement. But I hear well off the side. I'm okay with that. I like the setup the way it works right now. The weak spot in this contest station movement is the operator. I need to get better. So let's talk about it next time. I look forward to the next contact. Thank you for calling in. Great to hear you again. You take care. All the best. Lima Zulu 1, Mike Sierra. Thanks, Rumen, N1 PGA. Excellent. By the way, I do operate remotely from the state of Maine. My American call is Kilowatt 1 Radio Germany, K1RG, and I use the facilities of K1 Lima Zulu, Grazie. He also has crazy antennas, HI, over.
Break.
Yeah. Tell me again the U.S. call. I'd like to make note of it. K1 Radio Germany, K1RG. So, yeah, Crassie's got quite a nice station there. So small story, interesting to me. I'm very familiar with that ground that he has put his antennas on. My wife and I had thought to purchase a vacation home on the coastline to enjoy the beautiful scenery, the salt water, the ocean, and the quiet life of coastal Maine. And it turns out, Rumen, that we would have had both Rossi and W1RE remote ham radio as neighbors about half a mile behind. Can you imagine the surprise, Ruben, if I had a little station along the coast of Maine and wake up one morning to find out that Crassie has built right in your backyard, and remote ham radio has actually 3 stations all nearby. It would have changed the radio environment for me if we had purchased that coastal property.
Yeah, it would be a disaster, I can imagine. No, stay away.
it's very unpleasant to have nearby active radio amateurs, especially with such big guns over there. It's crazy. You have to resell the property and going where to North Dakota or Wyoming, KJ, over.
Break.
Yeah, I tell you, it's a fabulous location, and of course, Grassi and his crew have done a very good job. Proper big station, lots of antennas and lots of aluminum, so it obviously performs very well. I imagine you must enjoy the different perspective when you operate from the northeast coastal station of K1 Lima Zulu.
Break.
Great difference. Long time ago, I spent twice approximately one academic year, 1987-88 at Illinois State University. Later on at the same university, 91-92, and I was pretty active on HF with a simple vertical antenna and PS140 100 watts. And 91-92 springtime, I bought second-hand an amplifier, about 400-500 watts output, but with the same vertical antenna mounted on the ground just next to my rented apartment in Bloomington, Normal, Illinois. So I have some knowledge, let's say, about the propagation from Midwest and East Coast. The East Coast, it's much better, of course. Also, I had the opportunity to operate for about 10 days, maybe, from the area of Seattle, 1990. Totally different story. These guys are very unlucky. They have only 2-3 hours window to Europe. But that's life, Complicated, very nice, but too short. HI, over.
Break.
You've had good experience, good exposure. I have only operated my own station right here. And I have so much to learn here. It's inspiring. So good for you. You have the perspective of Bloomington Normal, the Seattle area, Pacific Northwest. Good for you. So I look forward to the upcoming contest to hear how interesting it is when 10 meters comes alive, hopefully, and listen to the propagation around the world. I will check my log to see if there were any Yankee Bravos in my log from last couple of content. I believe there were, now that you mention it. I had forgotten about those guys. It's such a rare location from here in the Northeast for me. The path goes right up to the near the North Pole, and then back down into Indonesia. So I know that there were some, but I had forgotten them. So I appreciate the reminder. All right, all good stuff, Roman. All very, very good stuff. So thank you again. I've made notes. Let's compare and see how we're doing next time we catch up, hopefully very soon. All the best to you, Roman. Thank you. Lima Zulu 1, Mike Sierra, and 1 PGA.
Break.
John, thank you very much for the pleasant contact. All the best from Bulgaria. There are additional untold stories, but next time. This is Lima Zulu 1, Mike Sierra. Stay well, John. Really think, many untold stories, but also from my side, from me to you, many unasked questions. So I'll be more prepared for our next meeting. Thanks again. You take care. 73. Yours at CQDX. It's November 1, Papa Golf Alpha, and 1 PGA. Call it.